Introduce yourself.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? This is Famous Last Words.
This is Seventh Heaven. What's up?
And as promised, we're responding to the Q&A that we put out. And Micah, come in the shot real quick. She's going to read our questions. That's Seven's baby doll.
Yep.
I wouldn't call him a baby doll, but okay.
His honey bunches of oats.
Cinnamon flavor.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Okay, so let's get right into it. We're on a bit of a time crunch. We have to go to Buffalo Wild Wings and hook ourselves up with some half-priced
boneless
wings today.
Yeah, man.
All right, Micah, let's do it.
All right. Sammy90 says, shouldn't we call you two the Famous Seven?
That should be our band name. But we have to get 500 members.
Okay, yeah, because obviously I would do vocals. You'd be bass guitarist because nobody really likes bass guitar.
I'd be drummer, actually. Listen, if no one likes bass guitarists, then why don't we make Jack the bass guitarist?
I was thinking Flutterpree should be the drummer, since he already knows how to play.
That's true.
And he already has like $10,000 invested in it.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, so if we ever start a band, we will be called the Famous Seven, and we will give you credit in the little notes at the end of the album that nobody reads.
Yeah, the footnotes.
All right. Jack of Few Trades says, how does it feel to not have a third stooge, in quotation, me, along for the ride?
What's up, Jack? Yeah, sorry that we couldn't bring you along this trip, but you're busy with, what is he doing again, college or some bullshit like that?
College, just life in general. That's not what you don't go on this website to do life in general, I'm just saying.
Okay, it kind of sucks that you couldn't have come because you're our third wheel. You always have been and always will be, and we mean that in the best possible way.
If it makes you feel any better, my girlfriend was the third wheel for this trip.
All right. Chapped Penguin Lips says, you now have 1K followers, Seventh. Thoughts?
Seeing that comma there is pretty fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. That was the coolest part of it. Like, I've never seen that before on my page.
Yeah, I can attest to that. When I first hit 1,000 followers, it was like the coolest thing in the history of the world. Although I purposely waited until I had like 1,010 before I blogged about it or anything, because there's always that douchebag that the moment you're like, oh, I have 1,000 followers, they're gonna unfollow you and send you back to 999.
Yeah.
And I know because I've been that douchebag before. I think with somebody named like Maximus Reborn.
Dickhead.
I think I was their 1,000th follower, and then they were like, "Yay, 1,000 followers!" So I unfollowed them right away.
You gotta wait. You gotta put a buffer. You gotta wait till like 1,003.
Yeah, then do it. Then be the douchebag.
Yeah.
All right. Nikki D says, "Can I have the suck?"
Nick said that.
Nikki D's.
I mean, Nick can have whatever he wants. He's a pretty cool dude.
He is. He writes in a present tense, so that kind of is a turn off for me.
Not to mention being an Eagles fan, that really turns me off. I'm just more flaccid than I've ever been right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty flaccid now. Sorry, man. No sucks.
All right. Majin Seiko?
Majin
Seiko. Will you film yourselves having sex? Ironically, as bros. No homo applies.
He doesn't tell us who we're having sex with. I mean, he might want us to have sex with him.
Yeah, that was poor. That was a poor word usage and writing mechanics in that question.
Yeah.
So I could be having sex with this bottle of Windex right here if I wanted to.
Or like this Crystal Pepsi because you want to get down and jiggy with the 90s girl.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yes, I would do that, and I would upload it to xhamster.com. That's a porn site.
Xhamster. What about Spank Bang?
What the hell is that?
That's a porn site owned by the same company. They own like every porn site.
Whoever owns that website must be
Pornhub owns it.
Must be filthy rich.
Pornhub owns it. They are filthy rich.
Brony_headbanger says, what is your favorite kind of stories to read?
Oh, I love Brony Headbanger. This dude, we talk metal.
He's pretty cool.
All right, babe, you go first. I went first in the last one.
Man, I don't know. I like reading absolutely ridiculous stuff that would really just never happen in the show. Like, there's that one Ring Vidette story, and the kitchen sink or whatever, where she ends up having like a baby with the sink.
I'm gonna go on a rant here because you know what I like to read? I like to read medium to high quality Spike fan fiction. The reason I say medium to high is because I don't want to read anything that's better than my stuff, because then all of a sudden I have self-esteem issues. Then I have to go on emo blog rants about how nobody likes me and shit. But But no,
Yeah, bloody last words.
shut the fuck up. That was a dark time. But no, so for real, I would love to read better Spike fan fiction, but guess what? It doesn't exist. There is none. Okay, I could look all online on fan fiction all day, and I will never find a single good
except for that one by my friend G-Man 15.
Okay, but I'm talking recent. I've read all the.
What
old
was that one called though?
The one with Rarity being all burnt up.
Yes.
Singing to her. I can't remember.
Oh,
it's on my favorite list.
So
though.
good. It's like the best Spike story I've ever read.
Yeah.
No hate. But
Dude, I admit. Although It Takes a Village slightly beats it in my opinion.
All right, 7. This question is specifically for you.
Oh, yay.
By Famous.
Oh, yes.
Why are you such a lovable bastard?
I love you, man.
I love you, bro. Just kidding.
I just like to be loved, man. I'm not going to be going out there and acting like a little cunt like, that Spirit of Fantasy guy or whatever they got banned.
Spirit of Fantasy was such a... What's the word I'm looking for? A twat waffle?
He was a bastich.
Oh, okay. A niglet?
Yeah, he was terrible, though. He sent my friend here a request to shoot himself in the head.
Yeah. Okay, so a ways back, me and Seven were, like, poking around in this dude's blog. And then, because he was whining about some utter bullshit or whatever, about, being autistic or something. And so one of his friends PMs me, and he's like, I look forward to the day when you shoot yourself in the face and burn in hell forever. God doesn't love you. Nobody loves you. Go fuck yourself. So I'm like, this, I would be offended, but this is too hilarious. So I reported him to the mods, and he got banned for like a month. And then as soon as he got back, Seven reported him again, and he got banned permanently.
Yeah.
We ruined that kid's teenage years, and I'm proud of it.
Don't fuck with us.
Yeah.
The ultimate lovable bromance right here.
Yeah, we troll in the name of love and peacekeeping. See, we're the cover charge for Fem Fiction. We keep the riffraff out, so you guys don't have to. All right.
Also, I'd just like to take a moment to give a fourth member of our camera crew a shout out, the cowlick right here that will never go away.
All right.
Oh my gosh, you're right. That's a brutal cowlick. I just noticed it.
Nikki D's has another question. Famous.
Oh shit.
The Eagles will beat the Raiders on Christmas?
No. Listen, I understand that you're a My Little Pony fan and like to, want to probably live in a fantasy world. But in the real world, the Eagles have not been good since Donovan McNabb left. And they had one good year with Michael Vick. And since then, they've just been
trash.
Poo-poo la choo-choo. A train just destined to be shit. And just forever.
Now, okay, I'll give props to Carson Wentz, your guys' quarterback. He's got the skills. But at the same time, it's going to take more than just one person to turn that franchise around.
We should try and get his nickname to be the Red Rocket. Like the thing for a dog's dick, and see if that catches on and people don't realize.
Okay, next question.
All right.
Because 90% of our followers have no idea what football is. I guarantee it.
Mocha Star says Jay and Silent Bob cosplay.
Yeah, we actually had to look them up. I had seen them before, but I forgot what they looked like. I can see it.
Yeah. So
if he grew his hair out, I could see it.
I'd have to grow my hair out.
I'd have to get a little chubbier
and have more of a defined beard, just a little bit more. And I think we could do it. So thank you for putting that into our heads.
Yeah.
I feel
now we gotta go to the Midwest Brony Fest. No, well that's dead.
Canterlot KC or Nightmare Night.
Yeah.
Whatever one ends up happening. We will be going
to get
to
you a
one
wig,
of those.
dude. That's all we gotta do. Get a wig.
And then and then we'll be good. All right.
All right. Missy the Angle says, least favorite kinds of fics. This goes for both of you. There
the ones you write.
Kinds of shitty fics around. Fix-it fix, self-inserts, etc. And what is the worst one? But don't be afraid to rant.
Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna take this one first. With self-inserts, I can at least get a laugh out of most of them. And if I can laugh and berate myself during the course of a story, I consider that time well spent.
Yeah.
With Fix-It Fix, you can't because they're just bad for all the wrong reasons. They're not funny bad. They're not enjoyable bad. They're simply bad because people didn't accept what happened in an episode, and they thought they knew better, so they have to go in there and fix it. That's why I don't like them.
I'll tell you the worst stories are the ones that deliberately try to be bad. Because it's not nearly as funny if literally no effort was put into it. It's not like an asylum movie like Sharknado where they actually have writing talent but they use it on these terrible movies. These people have no talent, but then try to be funny. That just ruins it right there. If you're trying to make a troll fic, it's not funny anymore. Attempted troll fics are the worst stories on the site.
Yeah, because like literally the best bad stories are the ones where the author was trying their best, but they just have no natural talent.
Yeah.
Like Nightmare Star's Revenge, for example.
Or people are gonna hate me for this, but what was it, Cupcakes?
Or Past Sins.
Was it Cupcakes? Is that what it was called? Where she tortured Rainbow Dash?
Yeah.
The story was terrible. But it got so huge.
It was like revolutionary for the time. That was like a 2010.
Oh my god.
That was like a 2010
Yeah, that was like when it came out. It was like 2010, 2011.
So it was revolutionary. But you know what it is? It's like kind of like the Beatles, where it was revolutionary, but it was not the best thing in the history of the world. Despite how popular it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Jack of Few Trades, ask another question. What is the one thing an author can do that will make you stop reading their story the fastest?
Oh, I gotta go one for this. I got a real good one for this. I gotta think of how to phrase this, actually. So, it's like when they throw in a random Deus Ex Machina just in order to save the hero from dying. Like, I was reading this one story, it was an HIE, it was actually looking pretty decent for a human in Equestria, I was getting excited. That's some nice vaping right there, Dustin. Just sucked it back into your own nose.
It's called I Like the Way I Fringe.
Yeah. But I was reading this pretty good HIE, can never remember the name of it. But there's this part where Chrysalis literally impales the dude through the heart. And then his heart mends itself or something, and Celestia comes out of nowhere, and it's just like, he's the element of love. His heart cannot be broken. Like, what?
He's the element.
It upset me so much.
Okay, what would turn off me a story? What has turned me off a story before? I don't know. Usually
Plot thrown in for no reason.
No, because I don't read a whole lot of Klopp unless it has a place in the story. Like a good example of that would be The One's Forgotten, which is a Spike and Rarity and Twilight love triangle fic, where like Twilight is teaching Spike how to date, so he'll be more ready to date Rarity. But then she ends up falling for him while he's dating Rarity, and he goes crazy. And that one had what I call tasteful Klopp, as in it happened near the end of the story after the characters were fully committed to each other. It felt like a sex scene in a movie where it was well placed. But no, whenever there are plot devices that have no business being in a story that kind of come out of nowhere,
like the elements of love, his heart can never be broken.
Because like I think I was reading, what was I reading? A story once, and it was going pretty good, but then they included some random shit about Spike hanging himself from depression. Like,
I remember that. What story is that, dude?
I can't remember. It was,
oh man, that story was ridiculous.
It was something stupid, but I just remember like Twilight was like coming home or something, and Spike's like hanging in the basement, and it had like a little 3,000 word essay on how she should have treated him better. Then it went right back to the story. I'm like,
I know what it's a comedy story. I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it. But that was just so out of nowhere. I just died of laughter.
Also, stories that randomly start getting screwed on like grammar and spelling and punctuation because the author stopped giving a shit during a chapter. Like, it's not. I can put up with quite a bit of poor writing talent, but once the author kind of stops caring or putting their heart into something, you can usually tell, and you can jump off that train as quick as possible.
The worst thing is to go into a story with nothing but a beginning, and that's it.
That's like, oh, you're talking about like 90% of what I've done?
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's why your stories are fucking shit.
No, that's why Crystal Affair only updates like twice a year, if that, because I went to that story with the beginning. My co-writer had the end planned out, but then he like jumped off a cliff and never returned. Title.
So you didn't even know what it was.
No, he had this great idea, and he had explained it to me before, but I can't remember. So then I adopted him as my fellow co-writer. But then the show itself screwed me over by making Shining Armor and Cadence have a baby. And although I could write around that or whatever, or just ignore the show's canon, I've always tried to write stories that have at least some integrity to what the show presents.
Just in the next chapter, just be like, the babysitter comes back with, the fuck's her name? Flurry Heart?
Flurry Heart. Yeah, Flurry Heart.
Best villain.
Yeah. Anyway, so when a writer just starts with something and then jumps off a cliff with it, I'm checking out.
All right. The mouth of mush to both of you. If you two If you two were interested in same sex, unsure if you two are straight or whatever classification, would you sleep with one another? Your fans have to know this for scientific reasons.
Okay, first off, I want to give a shout out to the Mouth of Mush. He's like one of my oldest followers, like from back when I had like 10 or 11 followers way back in the day. So I got to give you a virtual bro fist right there.
Calm down, PewDiePie.
Oh, well, no. See, he stuck with me this entire time through all the ups and downs.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
So he gets props. All right, now why don't you take this one?
I would, but only if he blows vape into my mouth as we kiss.
I would only if he lets me blow my vape into his mouth, and then he has to blow it back into mine.
Oh yeah.
So I get this.
So it just goes back and forth until it disappears.
So I get the taste of bananas,
How does this make you
strawberries,
feel,
and
Micah?
sexy.
Come here.
No, I'm
here.
not coming there.
Come here.
Why?
Come here. Come on camera. In this scenario, my girlfriend here becomes a cup.
Great.
All right. Now, so yes, we would. Next question.
Okay, let's see. Monogamy?
Monogamy. Is it monogamy?
No, Magoni.
Magani, whatever.
Magoni. I'm sorry.
Magani.
If I said your name wrong, I apologize. You have a great Gilda picture, so I'm not hating.
Gilda is a character that needs more love.
Am I the only one who finds it weird seeing famous last words together with a guy with heaven in his name?
We actually talked about this question a bit yesterday, and it is kind of strange. Like, if he's everything that's right with the world, I'm everything that's wrong with the world.
I'm not everything that's right with the world, and you know this. I'm on film fiction.
Yeah, that instantly makes us wrong.
Okay. Sun Butts Sparkle says, I ship it.
Thank you. I ship it too. You know, in that weird one-shot kind of way that gets like a few hundred likes because it was a cool idea, then everybody forgets about it as soon as it leaves the feature box. That's how I ship it.
All right. Flutter Priest says, why have I not heard from you guys in a literal forever? I miss you, heart.
I just sent you a message on Facebook like 3 days ago.
Yeah, I just talked to you as well. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, did those messages not exist? But he's right. It was a little while before we talked to him.
Yeah, it was a while. But you know what?
We gotta get together, dude. Gangbang. Like, I'm just saying.
We need to like go to. I've been telling you, Flutter Priest. We need to go to a concert together up in Kansas. You know, Goat Whore and The Art Is Murder is coming. We need to go see that show.
All right. Another question from Nikki D's. 7, my dude, when is the next chapter of Roseluck's Realization gonna be out?
Soon, actually. Very soon. Because I'm over halfway done with it now. And I'm sorry it's taken so long. I'm a jackass.
We both are.
Yeah. But, no, my editor fell off the face of the fucking planet. And I think she's back, but I fell off the face of the planet with her, so...
Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't know, me and Seven go through like periods where we like hashed out stuff and then we disappear for like...
I was busy with work. This girl over here occupying all my great time.
It's okay.
He also has a side note. Once again, Dustin, thank you for helping on my Flash Dash story.
Oh, no.
Flash Dash, what is that?
Flash Sentry and Rainbow Dash. You just scared away my video compadre with your Flash Sentry nonsense, Nikki. But no, it was a decent story. You had a good idea. Just your execution needs some TLC. I think you got it.
All right.
Sit your ass down.
No. This chair
Another
feels like it's
question
gonna snap
from
in
the
half.
Jack of Few Trades.
Jack of a Few Trades is another question. Oh boy.
Is Bohemian Rhapsody a great song, or is it a great song?
I don't like it.
Bohemian Rhapsody is that song that's only fun to sing with friends because otherwise I don't want to listen to it.
I was gonna say it's
internet popular. That's what I like to call it.
It's fun when you're in a car and it comes on the radio and you want to sing it out loud.
That's the same with like Journey and stuff too. But I don't just listen to Journey.
Well, like who listens to Don't Stop Believing on their own time? You listen to it when you're with your friends and you can all sing the lyrics super loud.
Yeah.
Okay. Mouth of Mush has a question for each of you, so I'll direct it to each of you. Famous, would you think you would be doing a pony fanfic if it wasn't for Spike being your driving force to be awesome?
Say that a little louder.
If it wasn't for Spike, would you write fan fictions?
Yeah.
Honestly, probably not, because the reason I write fan fiction anyway is because of the story It Takes a Village that I read way back before I joined the site, and that got me interested in the idea of fan fiction. So if Spike had never existed, then I probably wouldn't have started writing in the first place.
Alright, and then 7. Have you tried to mess with Famous in any way, especially since you're visiting?
Have I?
You farted on my dick last night.
It happens.
I had a sexual experience where Seven and I were spooning non-homoerotically.
Yeah, it was a triple spoon.
There was a triple spoon between the 3 of us, and he ripped one, and I could feel the flap around my genital area down there, like, do the wave. And I wasn't sure what to think after that. I was left in a state of shock and suspense for the next week. Why don't I write porn more often, obviously? Because obviously I'm extremely good at it.
Man, it's just true. It's true.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna probably butcher your name again. I'm sorry, Magoni?
Magoni.
Magoni.
We're just calling him Magoni for the time being.
Magoni. I want to be a professional bubble blower. I think bubble blowing is the most competitive sport and that it should be an Olympic event. Just imagine, a dozen guys in a room together blowing. Will you two be on my bubble blowing team? In quotation, the blowjobs.
No. I suck at blowing bubbles. That's all there is to it.
He wants to be a professional one, so I've got a tip for you. You gotta bring it. Hold on. Gotta get over here. You gotta bring it around town.
Bring it around town. Do this, then this, then this, that. Freaking elephant.
It's a giraffe. It's a giraffe.
Okay, the Silent King asks, what got you into MLP and why especially Spike?
I had a friend tell me to watch it, and I told him he was gay, and then I watched it anyways.
Okay, so I have a story here, and I'm going to tell you the condensed version, or it would take like the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, make it like a 1 minute thing.
So I was living with my mother and older sister at the time. I was probably like, how old was I, 19 or 20 years
19.
old? Probably, 19. And I'm 24 now, so that shows how old I am, how long I've been a part of this cancer. Anyway.
You would have been 20 then, because you joined in 2013, 4 years ago.
Yeah, my sister was watching the episode where Rainbow Dash is reading like daring do stories while in the hospital. I come in, I'm like, what the heck is this shit? Like I love cartoons as much as the next guy, but I didn't know what was going on. And she's like, no, it's really cool. You just got to watch a few episodes. And I was like, you know what? I'm an open-minded person. I'll give it a shot. And then I remembered something. I was at this adult novelty store called Spencer's, and a ways back with one of my girlfriends, before she dumped me, of course, broken heart. And she told, thank you. And there was some Rainbow Dash lingerie there, and I was like, holy shit, this actually is familiar to me. So I watched a few episodes while on break at work, and before you knew it, I had all first 3 seasons downloaded, and I binge watched them while on vacation. And then I read It Takes a Village, a fan fiction, and I was hooked. So that's exactly how.
He also asked, why Spike?
Why Spike? Because I hated Spike when I watched the show first. I thought he was stupid and unnecessary. But then I read It Takes a Village, which is a fan fiction about Spike growing up and becoming like the protector of Ponyville, yada yada yada. And I realized it was a fantastic story. And then I realized all the potential his character had, and I realized that he actually played a really important role into keeping Twilight sane because she's freaking crazy all the time. And that's when I knew I had found my calling, and I got into Spike at that point.
Twilight's insane. Worst character. Just kidding, that's Rainbow Dash.
Level Dasher says, since you appear to be old
Dasher asks a question.
Since you appear to be old enough for them, what are you broski's favorite brewskis?
So if this is just beer, I'm gonna go with Yingling. I love Yingling. It's awesome.
I actually prefer some Guinness Extra Stout. I like darker beers.
Guinness is good. I also like, for a lighter beer, I really like Blue Moon Belgian White because it's brewed with orange peels. It gives it a real nice flavor.
You sound like the commercial. I like if you want something a little lighter for me. It's not technically a beer, but I love Not Your Father's root beer.
Oh my god, dude, that's the best root beer. People who buy Best Damn root beer instead of that
are missing out.
They're missing out. They don't know what they're doing.
Okay, the
Best Damn root beer tastes like watered down soda.
Pretty much.
The Bricklayer says, okay, I have to ask, what is your favorite story either of you have ever wrote?
Okay, so let's answer for each other. Like, I'll say...
Hold on. So, the favorite story that either of us have ever written?
Well, how about this?
I think that he's trying to...
But I have a fun way to answer this. I'll say my favorite story by you, and you say your favorite story that you wrote. And then you'll do the same for me. You'll say your favorite story by me, and I'll say my favorite story that I wrote.
Okay.
So.
You go first. What is your favorite story by me? No, I'll go first.
No, I know mine by
No, I'm going first. My favorite story is actually a toss-up between Freak Like Me, because it was so good, which is a Discord and Starlight thing.
I had a lot of fun.
Or an older one he wrote that he's not proud of called Flittering Away.
I'm not proud of that one. I think it's
You never
decent.
talk about it.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean I'm not proud.
Well, it's because
it's just in the past.
Well, it's because it was about Cloud Chaser and Flitter, which are two of my favorite side characters that never get any love, and you actually found a really cool way to give them depth as characters. So, what's your favorite that you've actually written?
Freak Like Me.
Freak Like Me? That's your favorite?
That one.
Okay.
My favorite. You're gonna disagree, but I love it just for the comedy. It's Isn't it like something like Fluttershy meets a red and black alicorn?
Oh fuck. Yeah, Fluttershy gets harassed by a red and black alicorn.
Yeah, that one. Where she goes on this online dating site and she's getting harassed by this guy who's like an alicorn, and she's just like, I bet you want my alicock. And at the end it just turns out it was Celestia the whole time just shit posting on the internet.
Yeah. Okay, I wrote that for the very first Rage Reviews contest way back in the day.
I reviewed it too.
You did?
For another group.
Oh, excellent. That story is like, I don't know how to describe that. But anyway, my favorite story I've written is probably Adrenaline Spike, which is one of my more hated stories, I guess.
What's the feature again?
That one is Rainbow Dash and Spike.
Okay.
And that one is about it takes place a little bit later in the future. Spike is married to Rarity, and Twilight and Rainbow Dash are together. But Spike and Rainbow Dash sneak out every night and go on dates with each other behind their backs. And I wrote that one because it was for a contest where the theme was conflict.
Yeah.
So you had to write a story about Spike and Rainbow Dash trying to be together despite some conflict in their lives. So I decided to do emotional conflict where they were trying to get over the guiltiness they felt by cheating on their lovers. It did not win the contest because one of the judges for it said it was too offensive and it bothered him personally, so he refused to give it a vote.
Yeah, that guy was a dickhead.
Yeah.
He's a little pussy, like, oh, this happened in my life, so I'm not going to read it. You don't get my vote.
Yeah. But that happened with a couple of my friends told me they refused to read it because of how it made them feel. But then it ended
I understand that, but it's a contest. You have to judge everything fairly.
But then it ended up getting put by the head admin of the group into the gold standard folder, which is for the best stories, because he admitted later that it was the best story in the contest. And it wasn't my fault that I didn't win. But there was a $100 first prize in that contest.
That would have been good.
All right.
How many more we got?
That is all the questions that I found. If you did write a question, it was either pertaining to the post, like Seven actually accidentally put 2 lefts in his post, and that was a question.
Oh yeah, because no one's left out, man.
But no one's right.
And then somebody else asked if we were going to read it in order. Of course, I read them back and forth between the 2 posts, so it was completely random. I just chose someone and read the question.
We read them in order of how she wanted us to.
Yeah, that's how women work.
Yeah.
But
so, any closing remarks from you 2?
You have something to say at the end? Just to test if anyone actually watched this video all the way through, I have a special announcement for my channel. More than likely, I will not write Spike anymore. Have a great night, guys.